I want to go around the four of you real quick. Are we going to snap back? And the nature of consulting has changed, the nature of how IT is delivered, the nature of hiring is changed, culture within the health systems has changed, the dynamic of agility has changed. Are we going to snap back, or are we going to establish a new norm? Frank, we'll start with you. Do you think we have a new norm, or do you think we're going to snap back?
I don't think we ever go back. I don't think we ever go back to going to work full time in the office. I don't think anything goes back. I think that's going to be good for technology. I think, and Drex will back me up here, I think we as IT vendors, we need to get better at what we do. We need to make sure you don't have to have the person sitting there hitting the blue button every day. I don't think we ever go back, Bill, ever.
Yeah, I would agree. I don't know that we're ever going back. And so to Ann's point, I think there's organizations who are leaning back into their old habits saying, you have to come here and you have to work in person. You have to do it just because I said so. That's how we work. And I think the organizations like Lee's that are more flexible, figuring out when people really need to be there and when they don't, how you can work remotely. Those are the organizations who ultimately are going to kind of take the lead and continue to thrive.
I thought there was a really interesting conversation on one of our executive team meetings where one of our senior executives asked the question, well, let's get everybody back on-prem. Let's put together a team that's going to be able to kind of create a framework to make that happen. And there was kind of a pause for a moment. And one of the other executives asked a good question. They said, why? And that sparked an interesting conversation around kind of what is the ultimate goal?
Lee, are we going back, or have we fundamentally changed? One of the two.
We have fundamentally changed.
Fundamentally changed. And going back, or fundamentally changed?
Fundamentally changed. And I'll use this to talk about what I think is still the top story of the year, which is COVID. We saw health systems and governments move into digital communications with their patients and their constituents at a speed that I thought was impossible. Our customers, our health systems and governments sending COVID notifications, vaccine appointments, contact tracing, all of this to their constituents. And those governments got up and running faster than I've ever seen, sending millions of messages. So there's so much that's not going to go back. It can't. Like, you cannot say all these things of patients, HIPAA, can't communicate with the patients, HIPAA, old people can't do this. Like, all of those things are not true anymore. They've been proven wrong. So we can't go back. That's my take.